Good evening and welcome to the University of Missouri St. Louis and the Touhill Performing Arts Center and the 22nd Des Lee Fine Arts Festival. How many of you have been there for all 22? I think some folks over here actually have. Yeah. Are you excited to be here? Excellent. We are too. My name is Michael Smith. I'm the Endowed Professor of Music Education here at the University of Missouri St. Louis, and I am delighted to welcome you to this busy building as it's been nearly filled tonight. This is exciting again. Music students and visual arts students have been really busy today making art, making music, and making friends. And now I know that they're very much looking forward to sharing the fruits of their labor with you and being with you this evening. Thank you for coming. As this sign right here says, the other Des Lee professors and I all work together hard to connect St. Louis through educational and community partnerships. We, like our namesake, E. Desmond Lee, believe that education matters. And those of us in the Des Lee Fine Arts Education Collaborative believe that the arts matter. They're not just a frill, they're not just something extra that fills the curriculum. They are not extracurricular. From research and personal experience, we know that the arts help us all, including all these wonderful students who've been with us today, to live lives that are richer because of their study of the arts. Research shows us that music and the other arts sharpen our minds. They help us to think more carefully, lighting up the brain like no other academic or other activity, actually. The arts touch our lives, helping us to feel more deeply, and through wonderful experiences such as this, it allows us to share with one another more generously. Events such as this just don't happen. They require much support, and I'd like to take a moment to thank some of the people and acknowledge some of the folks who make this possible. Ms. Patricia Zahn, Director of Community Engagement and Development here at the University of Missouri St. Louis. I believe Dr. Zahn is here. Would she stand, please? Up there. Thank you. And Professor Joanna Mendoza, who is the chair of the music department, for her unflagging support of the collaborative and for the many other fine programs of the music department here at UMSL. Is Professor Mendoza here? Yes, she is. Excellent. And I know the rest of these other folks are rather backstage and so on, but we really want to thank the amazing staff and crew of the Touhill Performing Arts Center. We've had full support of a full crew of light, sound, stage, all kinds of support, and they've been terrific and gracious all through the day, and thanks so much for making this day flow so very well. I'd also like to thank Ms. Miranda Murray. She's the Des Lee Fine Arts Collaborative digital artist and social media coordinator, and I'd like to thank her for creating the digital program that you see being projected for you this evening. You should have also received a bookmark when you came in, and that bookmark also has that QR code. I've discovered that sitting sometimes in this large hall, you can't quite reach the QR code from your seat, but you can now with that bookmark if you'd care to, and that will retrieve the entire program for you. If you do use your phone, I would encourage you maybe to just dim the screen just a little bit. I think the song goes, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, but don't let it shine in your neighbor's eyes. Just dim those just a little bit if you would. That same bookmark, you should save your place, because this program this evening, this concert, is being recorded, and it'll be a lovely, professionally developed and edited program, and that same QR code will take you to the performance, so you can watch it later and share it with friends and family who may not be able to be here this evening. So hang on to that as well. I also want to thank some really important people in the hallway tonight, in the hall, I guess I should say. The music teachers and the visual arts teachers who are here with us tonight and are with your students day in and day out and throughout the school year to support, teach, and encourage your students. I'd like to ask all the music and art teachers who are here to please stand and accept our onerous applause. They are the true champions. You know, we rehearsed all day today, but it started a long time before that. These students got their materials and the music back in December, and these folks who you just applauded have been working with them to make sure that what you hear tonight is worth listening to and looking at. So thank you so much for that. I'd also like to thank the festival chairs who helped put all this together. Each one of these festival chairs has a pair of volunteer teachers, and I want to thank them so much for their leadership and all the hard work they put in to make this evening possible. We'll have a chance to hear from each one of them as they each introduce their own festival groups. And finally, but not least of all, I'd like to thank you, parents, families, and friends of these fine students. I know that our clinicians for today and their teachers join me in saying what a delight they've been. You have wonderful children. You knew that already. And we just so much enjoyed working with them today. A festival like this would not be possible without your support, so I applaud you, and I encourage you to applaud yourselves for the work you're doing with your young people. You're so humble. To begin this evening's program, I would like to introduce the chairs of the festival choir, the high school festival choir, and bring to the stage, please, Ms. Carolyn I. and Mr. Todd Oberlin.
Good evening, and welcome to the E. Desmond Lee Fine Arts Festival here at the beautiful Touhill Performing Arts Center. I'm Todd Oberlin, Director of Choirs at McCluer North High School.
And I'm Caroline Ibnabdeljalil, Director of Choral Activities for the School District of University City.
It is our pleasure to introduce the 2024 Honor Chorus and their director, who was described by some of these students on stage as genuine, magnanimous, joyous, and illustrious.
Today has been such a wonderful day of music making. It has been a pleasure watching and listening to this fine group of young musicians today. It is always so exciting to watch our young people come together, having never met before or performed with one another. Dr. Henry insisted upon today and explained the importance to our singers of singing as one.
When asked about his experience today, one student said his favorite part was breaking off into sectionals, giving us a better chance to focus on our part. This student continued by stating he learned that even though the music might look difficult, it's not really hard because we can work on it together in order to get the most out of today.
Another student mentioned that her favorite part of the day was singing with all of the other students. She said, "I love singing with these big groups of people. I don't get that at my school. I love that even though we come from different schools and this is our first time together, we're making music with one big, beautiful voice."
We would like to say thank you to the parents who are all seated here today. Thank you for supporting your children in music. If you are a parent or guardian of one of our choir students, please stand and take our recognition. Thank you also to the individual directors for taking the time out of their busy school and family schedules, preparing the students and supporting them in their music education. Under your leadership, your students are perfect examples of what excellence is in arts. We'd also like to ask that all directors now stand and be recognized. I don't know if the front row can see them. They're up there in the mezzanine in the second back row there.
Dr. James Henry is the Director of Choral Activities and Choral Studies here at University of Missouri St. Louis. He is a world-renowned performer, clinician, a teacher, a friend, and just a really super cool and such a wonderful, nice person. Under his direction today, the students have made beautiful music. They've continued on in their own musical success and have just had so much fun.
And I'd like to take the moment right now to recognize some of our students up here who will be singing solos in our last number. We had 36 people who decided to audition, and that is a step forward, I think, because to audition for this type of a group and the solo here, it takes some guts. And so I would like to congratulate all 36 who auditioned. But here are the names, and if you'll hold your applause to the end, maybe, that'd be great. So we have these singers singing solos in your last song. Isaac Parker, Hazelwood Central. Eddie Burks, McKinley. Camille Pulley, U City, Michaela White, McKinley, Faith Curtis, Hazelwood West. Sophia Austin, Grand Center Arts Academy. Micah West, Hazelwood Central. And Isaiah Taylor from McCluer, South Berkeley.
And without further ado, it is now time to showcase all of the efforts and achievements from the day. So please help us in welcoming the 2024 E. Desmond Lee Festival Honor Choir under the direction of Dr. James Henry.
I can't remember when I've had such a good time on a Des Lee festival as I've had today. These students, I'm telling you, they are very special. And I've been doing this festival for about 20 years now. And I will always remember. Their hearts are in the right place. They really worked hard. They never flagged or felt tired. They worked till the very, very end. And you can tell by what's coming from them, just the beauty in their souls. You don't sing that heartfelt unless your soul already feels that. And it's just been a joy, joy, joy to be a part of this and to stand in front. It makes me very, very proud. The music that we've been singing, and that's a testament obviously to all of you who have supported them and raised them, and also to the teachers, but also just their inherent qualities. The music that I selected for this is kind of fun because these are all Missouri composers. And I just wanted to feature our wonderful Missouri composers. The first one was Ryan Main, the Dies Irae, which is it really has a lot of fire and passion, but we did it, didn't we? And you have to spit the words out very quickly. This last one was by a dear friend, Susan Labar, who just writes beautiful music. And finally, we're going to close with the one I feel like is the most special because it is composed by a person that we just lost a couple years ago, who for many years was a professor right here at the University of Missouri St. Louis, world-renowned for his compositions, for his piano playing. He played all over the world for William Warfield and some of the great opera singers, and also was a great composer, and maybe many of you have had the opportunity over the years to run into him. His name is Robert Ray, and he is was a dear, dear soul. And so I'm really glad to have these singers sing this. You're going to hear a lot of soloists on this, and you'll be impressed with every single one of them. So you all can have a lot of fun with this one. If you feel like clapping your hands to it, you can do that. If you feel like singing along with it, don't do that because we've rehearsed really hard and we don't want you to cover us up. Okay, so this is called He Never Failed Me Yet. Oh, and if you're going to clap, it's 2 and 4, people. 2 and 4. Oh, one more thing. Would you all please show your appreciation to our accompanist, Zach Newman.
Was that phenomenal or what? We've been to a concert and we've been to church. It's awesome. It's awesome. I hope you all had the opportunity to tour this year's Desley Festival Art Gallery. If you didn't have the opportunity to do so as you were coming into the Touhill this evening, then please take a moment to look at their work and visit with them as you leave the concert. These talented young artists worked hard all day with their clinician and my wonderful colleague, Dr. Jennifer Fisher, Associate Teaching Professor of Art Education here at UMSL. Here to share more about the Desley Fine Arts Festival, please welcome our Fine Arts Festival Visual Arts Clinician, Dr. Jennifer Fisher.
I tell you what, I had some really great things to say about the choir, but Dr. Smith just stole all my words. Wasn't that phenomenal? I think regardless of our faith backgrounds or our worldviews, everybody can listen to music like that and appreciate it for the beauty that it is. I want to thank Dr. Smith so much. 7 years ago, I showed up on campus as a brand new professor, and he approached me and said, "Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Smith, and I work with the Desley Fine Arts Collaborative, and I just wanted to know if you would be interested in including the visual arts students in our festival." And I said, "I guess." And we figured it out, and we've had some bumps along the way, but each year we've gotten better, and every year student artwork has improved. We've had more schools work with us. Like I said, this is my 7th year, and I mean this when I say it. I think this is the best group I've ever had. And I think part of that is because this is the largest number of students we've ever had apply to be a part of the visual arts portion of the festival. This is the largest number of schools and teachers who have ever applied. And so this was certainly the most rigorous year with regard to being accepted as part of the visual art group. So if you are a parent or a loved one of some of our visual art students, I want you to know and remind them that they are among a truly elite group of students to be here today and participating in this festival. And we should be really proud of them. I know I am. I also want to thank Brian Kapler and the entire staff here at the Touhill. Like I said, this is my 7th year in the festival, and this has by far been the easiest, most smooth sailing kind of day I think we've ever had, and that's in large part to all the incredible work that they put in behind the scenes. All the things that we don't see, all of those wonderful things that we don't see, that's because they are putting in work behind the scenes. And I cannot express enough how appreciative I am to them for making our day so much easier. I also want to thank Maggie Peeno, a retired art teacher, for joining us today and being a part of our group. Maggie is a retired art teacher. She taught, I believe, 20 years at University City in one of the elementary schools, and then she taught another 20 years in Clayton. She is an art teacher through and through. We are so grateful to have her. She joins us every year. I'm thankful for Chris Casaine. Chris is actually an UMSL art education graduate, and I'm very proud of him. I'm very, very proud to have had the opportunity to teach him. He now teaches in the Normandy Schools Collaborative at Barack Obama Ella Middle School, where he teaches mostly elementary art, but he is our Visual Arts Festival chair, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely could not do what I do with these students if it weren't for Chris Casaine and Maggie Peeno. But let's get to the good part. Let's look at all the incredible artwork that these students have created. They are talented, they are easy to get along with, they are hardworking, they are funny, they're wonderful kids, and quite frankly, they make up what is the best day of my year each year that I teach at UMSL. I'm so excited to present this to you again this year. Our theme was Before the Dawn. Now, this is not a cinematic masterpiece that I have put together. It is an iMovie that I put together on my phone as quickly as possible throughout the festival today. It's not perfect, but nevertheless, I hope you will enjoy it and enjoy the artwork that these students have put together for you this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, friends, families, and music lovers. My name is Blake Hernton, and I am Director of Orchestras at Rittner High School.
And I'm Renita Luehrman. I'm the Executive Director of Suzuki Harmony STL. We are pleased to welcome you all to the 2004 orchestral program for the E. Desmond Lee Fine Arts Festival. This year, we are pleased to include 86 students from 17 area school districts from across St. Louis to participate in an excellent program that will not disappoint as we showcase all of our students' hard work.
However, we cannot begin without giving a special thanks to University of Missouri St. Louis faculty and staff for all they have done to welcome our music students to host such an event for our students. From Dr. Michael Smith's expertise and coordination to pull local teachers and musicians to provide music education and enrichment is no small feat, and we are forever ever grateful for his contribution.
Our students were also able to hear an excellent performance by UMSL's very own Ariana String Quartet, who also facilitated auditions for our students to earn scholarships toward their summer strings program or dual enrollment offered right here on UMSL's campus. If St. Louis is to remain competitive as a hub for musicians and artists alike, opportunities like these are so invaluable to our students as they encourage a lifelong love of music and art. For it is the arts that remain pivotal in reflecting our society upon itself for the betterment of our community as a whole. That is why we also want to thank you, the parents, for continuing to support your child's arts education by taking them to rehearsals, repairing their instruments, and being here this evening.
And now to introduce this year's conductor and director of orchestras from Webster Groves High School. It is truly an honor to welcome a very talented music educator, not just because of his stellar musicianship, but because he has also served as my mentor during my first year teaching here in St. Louis and every year since. I'm sure you can imagine a very green, young music educator entering the classroom for the very first time to a rude awakening of what music educators actually do. His guidance is not only in leading music students, but also music educators to show up and bring their very best to every class, every rehearsal, and every stage. Please join me in welcoming our E. Desmond Lee Festival Orchestra conductor, Mr. Andrew Pulliam.
I said I wasn't going to say anything, but I am. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to conduct these awesome, amazing, talented kids. This is truly an honor for me. They have done an outstanding job all day. You should be proud of yourselves. Parents, you should be proud of your kids, your students, teachers, you should be proud of them. They have worked tirelessly. I know because I worked them until they were tired. They were trying to cut deals on breaks, and I'm not a good negotiator, but they have done an outstanding job today. Just give them another round of applause for their hard work. And our last tune is a little bit upbeat, little Latin jazz piece called Bossa Rojo. So thank you for tonight. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thanks for sticking around. We've had a lot of movement backstage, getting 140 students off the stage and another 100 on the stage. It's a lot of movement, so we appreciate your patience. The festival we have here tonight is only one of the aspects of the Desley Fine Arts Education Collaborative. There are master classes, there are field trips, there are workshops, all sorts of opportunities that our students have, and they work with up to about 26 different fine arts agencies here in the city. Here to introduce his program, St. Louis Classical Guitar Executive Director Brian Vaccaro, who will introduce his program, his students, and his teachers. Mr. Vaccaro.
Thank you much. Good evening, everybody. As Dr. Smith said, my name is Brian Vaccaro. I am Executive Director of an organization called St. Louis Classical Guitar. And if you're not familiar with us, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to performance, education, and community engagement. And what that means is we bring in guitarists from all over the world to perform here in St. Louis. We do community guitar orchestras. We do all kinds of community engagement events. But the biggest thing that really has been driving us since 2014 is our education programming. And our education program goes under the name of Guitar Horizons. And I think it's safe to say that what has become our flagship school for that program is McCluer North High School. How about a hand for McCluer North? And I say that because we're in their school during the curricular day, running 5 classes a week. And we're very grateful for that relationship that we have with them. But that is 5 of more than 20 different schools, or more than 25 different classes that we conduct every week in a little over 20 schools. And that is a number that keeps growing, and it's a program where we go in and teach guitar either before school, after school, or during the school day, depending on the situation at the school. We use a curriculum that is sent to us by Austin Classical Guitar, and it works really well, and you're going to hear some of the pieces involved in that. I do want to acknowledge just a few people that are on the stage right now. Mr. Charles Clements and Jill O'Brien from McCluer North High School. So there are sort of boots on the ground at the school, and then I want to introduce Miss Hannah Rainey, who's our operations manager and one of our great teaching artists. So this group that you're about to see here is under the direction of Miss Rainey and Mr. Clements and Miss O'Brien. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the McCluer North High School Guitar Ensemble.
One, two, one, two, ready, and.
the short people are here. I'm Pam Herendeen.
And I'm Mark Thomas from Hazelwood Central.
We are super proud of the kids. We've had a fantastic day of rehearsing, and the kids were phenomenal. I really hope they learned a lot. If they tell you they didn't, they're lying.
And a little bit about Dr. Wasick, the band director. Dr. David Wasick serves as Director of Instrumental Activities and Assistant Teaching Professor of Music at the University of Missouri St. Louis. At UMSL, he conducts the UMSL Orchestra, the UMSL Wind Ensemble, coordinates the Triton Sound Pep Band, and teaches courses in conducting wind literature and supervises student teachers. Prior to his arrival at UMSL, Dr. Wasick held positions at St. Martin's University, Townsend University, and North Hartford High School. Dr. Wasick maintains an active schedule as a guest conductor, clinician, and presenter throughout the United States, including a conductor at the Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp in Michigan. His scholarship focuses on avant-garde and modernist wind music of the 20th century composers, and as a compassionate advocate for the new music, has led discussions on reevaluating existing systems of concertizing and commissioning the addressing systematic inadequacies in the collegiate bands and orchestra. Dr. Wasick holds a DMA and a MM in conducting at the University of Maryland and a BM of Education and Western University, presenting the Ibnabdeljalil Concert Band.
Good evening, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you. Thank you for being here. And I know it's a long night. It's an even longer day for everyone here on stage. We've had such a fun time preparing this music for you. We're just going to play 3 of these pieces that are on the program here, the middle 3. So that first piece was called Nature of Trees by Kate Nishimura, who's a fairly new composer. And this next piece by David Biedenbender called Before the Dawn. You're going to hear some interesting things. He wrote this to commemorate the passing of a dear friend of his. You're going to really hear that sort of raw emotion. There's some intended dissonance in here that you're going to hear, especially in the oboe part. Hopefully no unintended dissonance. I think we've ironed all that out this day. But you're going to hear sort of like that wailing kind of sound. It's really kind of an epic piece, and it's just really gorgeous. So I hope you enjoy it. And after that will be kind of a classic band piece now by my classic composer, Frank Stekeli's Joy Revisited. So thank you very much. Enjoy the last 2 pieces on tonight's program. And I have to say, these students, as you just heard and will continue to hear, have just been so wonderful. I don't think I heard a single complaint all day today. And it was over 6 hours of rehearsing. And that's a lot, for your face to have to deal with. So thank you, students. Thank you, parents. Thank you, directors. And enjoy. Aiden Gurley on the timpani, tuning those things up so perfectly. Nice job, Aiden. All right.